Hello, my name is Patrick Wheaton. I am a IT professional. I've been in the IT world over 20 years, and I would like to talk to you about some of the things I think are required or things you should know to be successful in IT. So, starting a career in IT, here are the things you need to know. You should know one or all of the top three clouds. And those are Amazon, AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. There are other clouds you should know, but to start, you should know at least these three. The most popular cloud in the industry right now is Amazon AWS. It is where most of the biggest workloads are and has the best certification courses out, followed closely by Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud, which also has a certification, Google GCP. If you get certified in these three clouds, you'll be able to easily move to other cloud platforms, Rackspace or whatever it might be, and be successful. You should be familiar with the three operating systems that are out there, which is Windows, Microsoft Windows Server, and Windows Desktop, which is currently at version 10. The next version, Windows 11, is coming out soon. You should be familiar with at least one Linux distribution, the most popular being Red Hat, followed by Fedora, CentOS, and Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a nice place to start because it has a desktop, a GUI environment. Most enterprises, however, use Red Hat because they have support. They can buy support, and it's a little bit more stable than Ubuntu, which has more frequent updates. You may also want to be proficient with Mac OS, and Mac OS is now also supported on the Amazon platform. They have a Mac AMI available now as well. You should also know some scripting languages. The most common scripting language is PowerShell for Windows environment, and for Mac, Linux, or ARM, you can also run PowerShell Core. In a pure Linux environment, it would be the native interpreter is Bash. You would also want to know the CLIs for the cloud, AWS, Azure, and Google CLI. Those are the native interpreters for each cloud. In terms of programming languages, the top programming language to learn in the industry right now is Python, followed by Java, JavaScript, which is a combination programming language and scripting language, and C, C#, C++. You may also want to know some database query languages like SQL. You may also want to know something like MySQL or MariaDB are common Linux platform databases. Your PHP is good to know. PHP is the default language used for WordPress, website environments. And if you want to program mobile phones, you use Swift. And another good language to learn is Ruby. DevOps tools. DevOps tools are ways in which you can make your DevOps environments run easier, automate and script. They call it infrastructure as code. You want to know things like containers, Kubernetes, Dockers, Azure, AKS, AWS, EKS, etc. You'd want to know cloud-based software deployment tools, Git, CI, CD, code deploy, code pipelines, build automation tools. Other cloud automation tools come in the form of Terraform, which is a cloud management tool, CloudFormation, Resource Manager, and older tools like Puppet or Chef. IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS stand for Infrastructure as a Service, Platform as a Service, and Software as a Service. These are different levels of where do you want to support? Do you want to support the infrastructure? Do you want to support just the platform where they do all the infrastructure, you just install your operating system? Or do you want to be in an environment where you just install your software and manage that? Or do you want to pay for it all with software as a service where you just buy the already ready to go software app? That would be something like Salesforce. So those are ways in which you can determine what level of cloud you want to buy. Infrastructure as code and automation orchestration is good to know. This is the new modern way that people deploy their cloud environments, and they're doing it all by script, by code. Sometimes in Ansible, you may call it a playbook. Environment experience is a plus. Inside of AWS, you would want to know the basic things like Route 53, shared VPCs, Internet Gateway, EC2, S3, Beanstalk, Elastic Beanstalk, Lambda, EFS, and et cetera. In Google Cloud, you'd want to know the corresponding tools, which is Cloud DNS, Cloud Router VM, which is the same as the EC2, storage, BigQuery, multi-AZ and multi-region is the same as multi-AZ and multi-region in AWS. They just work a little bit different. You'd also want to know Kubernetes, which is very common in the container world. You would learn a language called YAML, which is a very English-like language to do things in the cloud. It works with both Kubernetes and another orchestration tool called Ansible. There's also a software called Prometheus, and in that you'd want to know ISTIO, EFK, or ELK. This is not as popular, but it just shows you that there's other tools to learn within inside of a cloud environment. There's all kinds of other skills you'd want to know, and those could be problem-solving skills, understanding relationships between hardware, applications, client-server relationships, knowing what client server is, where apps run on the workstation or whether apps run on the back-end server, understanding management projects, software and hardware as it relates to business needs, customer partnerships, staff, knowing how to manage remote vendors. If you hire somebody, a software company to come in and install or configure your app, that may be PeopleSoft, Salesforce, Oracle. You want to know how that application is going to be deployed and does it meet your business's compliance and business objectives. Knowing how to give input on hardware, software, and different types of technologies, speaking in layman terms so that you can explain very technical things to your managers, boss, salespeople, or other people who may have a role to play in the deployment of that application, but may not be the technical people. They may be leadership or the people who are paying for it, but you have to be able to explain those technologies in simple, common language. You're going to need to have excellent written and communication skills, ability to communicate technical information in a non-technical way, ability to prioritize and handle multiple tasks. You have to be efficient and not tunnel focused and doing one thing. Strong project management skills, being able to mentor and train others, and being a good escalation point, being able to work on call, being flexible, deal with things that are maybe not the standard routine incidents that may happen. In terms of learning these resources, there's a lot of online tools, a lot of places you can go to learn IT. I personally like to use udemy.com. That's my favorite place to get training videos. You can also use LinkedIn Learning or a similar site called Pluralsight. The differences are Udemy, you basically buy your course, you pay for it, and they're very cheap, generally like $15 to $20, but you own it for life. And so if it takes you 3 to 6 months to learn something, that's okay. You can keep going back to that product without it costing you extra. LinkedIn Learning is a monthly subscription. I believe Pluralsight may be also. But with those, you pay a monthly price and you get access to all the videos and all the training that you can consume. If you are doing coding and you want to learn Python, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Swift, or other programming languages, two of the top ones that I've seen is Code Academy, and a newer one in the market I've just been turned on to is called W3 Schools. These are nice places to go and learn various programming or platform information. If you need additional help in or IT consulting, or If you don't want to do the training and you want to just hire somebody to do the work for you, you can contact me at reallysimpletech.com and we can set up a consultation to discuss how we can get you up and running. Thank you very much for watching my presentation. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you.